All right, and action. All right, you guys, so real quick here, we're going to do an esophagram. Now, esophagram can also be done standing up, but we're going to do it lying down. More techs or more students have more challenges when they're lying down versus standing. So you can do an AP if they're standing. You can do an RPO and then a right lateral, or you can do an LPO and a left lateral, it doesn't matter. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to go ahead and do the PA, and then we'll do an REO, and then we're going to a right lateral, okay? So we got her barium here. She got thin mixture. She's drinking the barium, right? And then we'll go ahead and put that off to the side here. All right, normally we'll get that off the table. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and make sure that the top of the receptor is at the level of the mouth here. So I'm going to slide her down, all right? So her mouth is going to be about this level right here. So I want to make sure the top of the IR is at the mouth because they're going to be drinking that. Here is your left marker. So the esophagus is going to come down on the left side, and then it's going to go into the stomach. That's going to be about right here. So I use half of the half, but I kind of put it more to the lateral border here because, again, the esophagus is going to come down and it's going to go into the stomach, and our stomach's going to be right here in this area here. All right, so I know the stomach's going to come down here. So again, when you know your anatomy, it makes things so much easier. And when you start doing x-rays and you get out there in the field and you get a chance to see your work, it makes more sense. So again, please study the anatomy. All right, so I'm going to bring this over here. And I don't need the whole 14 by 17. The 17 inches in length I want to use, but I don't need the whole 14 going across. So I'm just going to go about 7-8 inches across here, okay? So 7-8 inches, all right? And again, I'm going to bring this to the 40 inches, and I'm going to bring it just right here to the level of her mouth. I'm going to come up here, and obviously I can't, so I'm going to bring her down. And then I'm going to bring this light down. I just want to cover the area of the mouth. And there we have it. Okay, so now we're centered. Now, you want to be centered at T5, T6. All right? So down here, you guys, is the bottom of her scapula. That's T7. So this would be T6, and that would be T5. So just by placing the top of the IR to the level of the mouth, it puts it within an inch of where you need to be. All right? So again, the esophagus is going to come down. So here's your spine. I'm going to come over just a little bit, just a little off center from the spine. Here's your spine. And the esophagus is going to come down, and it's going to go into her stomach. And her stomach's going to be right here. So that esophageal gastric junction is going to be right here. All right. So this is going to be your PA. All right. So the patient drank the barium. You take your x-ray, and then we're going to go into an REO position. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this arm down. Go ahead and put that arm down to your side. We're going to turn this way just a little bit, and you're going to bend this knee. All right, so again, all right, there we go, good. All right, so we got here about 40-degree angulation rotation, and you're going to be drinking that barium, right? So then, guess what, you guys? It's still at the same level. So we're still, here's T7, T6, T5. It's at the same level here. So we're doing an REO of the esophagus, all right? So again, she's a little bit off to this side here. So I'm just going to bring this over. Her spine's right here. Here's her axillary border. You're going to be between those 2 points. So here's the spine, and here's the axillary border. You're going to be between those 2 points. Again, her esophagus is going to come down, and here's the bottom of her rib cage. This is L2. Her stomach's going to be about right here. So I know I'm going to catch that junction again. So I'll show you again. Here's the bottom of her rib cage. That's L2, L3. So I know her stomach's going to be in this area. So I know the hose, the esophagus, is going to come down and meet the stomach. So we know we're not going to cut that off, okay? So now we're going to go into a right lateral. So we're going to go ahead and turn you sideways. You're going to put your hands together like this. Can you do that for me? You're going to put your knees together, and you're going to bend them, all right? So now we have to make sure she's straight. So just looking at it from this perspective, I can see that she's coming off at an angle. So we're going to have to go ahead and turn her this way a little bit, all right? So she's pretty petite, so I'm able to move her around with one hand, but sometimes you have to use both hands. All right, so again, we have here, this is the right lateral. All right, there. So here's the neck. I want to show you guys here. Here's her neck. You see that? So I know her esophagus is going to come down this way. Do you guys see that right here? All this is spine back here. Okay, so don't worry about this. You got to think about where the esophagus is going to be at. So if she just tilted her head up a little bit, it's going to be aligned with her EAM. Do you see that? All right, so this is a right lateral. I'm going to change my marker. So again, the esophagus is going to come down. It's going to go here. I'm going to put my right marker right here, half of the half in that square, close that up, and here is your right lateral esophagram. All right, so that's pretty cool, huh? So if it was somebody larger and you had a hard time visualizing the esophagus, well, then guess what you can do? You could do a swimmer's. So you can actually go ahead and bring this arm down. If she was a lot bigger, you'd bring this arm up, all the way up. Can you bring it up like that? There we go. All right, watch your fingers there. And you can go ahead and center on the C7T1 joint space. If the shoulders were large and there was a lot of muscle and you couldn't see it, we can go ahead and do like a swimmer's to go ahead and see that junction where the shoulders were superimposed. So that happens sometimes, okay? So you could do a swimmer's on esophagram. You could do a swimmer's on a T-spine and a swimmer's on a C-spine if you want to see that junction, that area, okay? So again, she's not very big. She's not massive at all, but I just wanted to show you. Those are the three projections here, you guys. So whether you're doing them lying down or you're doing them standing, it doesn't matter as long as we know just to go ahead and transition, change in position for that patient, okay? Hello, everyone, you guys. Thank you very much for watching the videos. I'm hoping that they're helping you out. Please make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the notification bell to be notified about new videos. Again, remember to be good to yourself and be good to others. Thank you.